This Jim Carrey debate has been the craziest thing I've ever seen. I honestly think he's been joking along with, the rest of Hollywood and, it's big conspiracies that people are saying. But in this video, I'm basically just going to go over like he's joking about it and he's made it confirm that he's aware of this. And they say that, they got him. The Illuminati people got him. The owls or everybody in that coat got him. And, he was one of the first and only same region, and he would be very honest and be very opening about his opinions on it. And you see all over the internet that, oh yeah, I believe, we've been lied to, that we've been fed a whole bunch of nonsense just to distract us from the truth. And it all has led up to this very moment. And I do think all of this is just an act. Yeah, I do think it's an act. Maybe it's him saying in a way that I'm going to be playing the certain roles in Hollywood that, people getting Botox and people getting, because it looks like he got like facelift surgery, and it looks like it's just a mask and he's putting on and he's acting different, and it's something obviously different from the Jim Carrey that we know, the expressive one, the one that is very up and honest and, lets us know what's the deal when he does these, interviews and stuff. But there's something off about when I saw all this, and I just think he's playing a role and he's trying to convey a message, but in a different way. Maybe he's using more of an acting role, playing a persona to get a message across, like, hey, pay attention to my actions, but not by the words I'm saying. And, going off of that, because he's been a very active actor. He's always been an expressive actor. And this is very expressive. This shows that he's looking like the typical Hollywood star where they get their face all, dolled up or, plastic surgery, facelifts or whatever. And I do believe that he's speaking a message, even by the way how he talks, because he talks very different. It's very monotone, and it's not the way how we know Jim Carrey to talk. And obviously, small body language and stuff like that, like them saying like, "Oh yeah, he's a left hand, but he's writing with his right hand," and his eyes too. The eyes thing, I do think, does stand out. And I've heard that, actors like, and a lot of the older actors that would do that within Hollywood, and oh, John Travolta, yeah, another prime example. In his guy in the 70s, and he's really still looks young, I would say, for what he is for right now. But I think Jim Carrey is trolling with all this stuff, and he came across today updating this and recording this video and saying that he's aware of what everyone's saying and he's debunking it, saying that it is intentional, which I've known that from the start, because Jim Carrey's always been like this person that's always been honest about what's going on in Hollywood, speaking his mind and saying whatever that is truthful about the current state of the world and for his time period. And he kind of is like one of those you know people that are the funny friends, but they are really knowledgeable at the same time. I swear, funny people are the smartest people at the same time. There's something really unique and really talented about that that has to be discussed, because to be smart, you have to be intelligent, knowing the room, knowing the circumstances, and knowing how the world works to even form a joke and get the joke out there and seeing it for its true potential. And, this guy's always been a master of comedy, one of the top goats, the legends, and there's a reason why he is like that because he is a genius. He is a genius. Damn near smart as Albert Einstein at that point. And, with all this going on and throughout the years, he always had this strategic planning of how he delivers his jokes, and within the facial expressions and with the body language and with the storytelling too as well. But with all this going on, I do believe it's like the Truman Show, where it's like a bigger scheme behind everything, and we as the audience have to understand where is the main character going with all this, and just kind of just taking a back seat. This has probably been the craziest first part of this year. I mean, just so much has happened. I've been seeing all kinds of conspiracy theories online and on the internet, and it's really intrigued me. And I'll be very honest, I've never been the person to be, looking into this stuff, because I'd be creeped out, and because talking about the owl people, the Illuminati. I used to like all that stuff when I was in middle school, but I was just creeped out about it because it's just something very sinister, and like more sinister than the Sinister Six or some cartoon villain. No, this shit is kind of disturbing because of a lot of things that they'll do and they'll get away with. And for those who speak out the truth, things would happen to them. They either disappear, you never hear from them again, or so on. They're cloned, like with the same situation with with this actor. So yeah, it's with Jim Carrey. It's crazy. I do believe that a lot of the stuff that happens to these actors that speak out, something mysteriously happens to them, and we never really hear from them again. And do I believe that they're cloning people? I mean, I don't know how that's even possible because, um, you know, I'm pretty sure there's important figures within history that have passed or something has happened to them or they're altered. They would have been cloned like that. Say for example, think about important roles like JFK or people that are, that speak out or have a great asset to America. And, if something happened to them, they would have got cloned immediately. Like, oh, if someone got shot, oh, yeah, he's back. Well, then he got shot in the head or shot in the chest or something like that. How did he come back? And then, of course, that would have been really well explained if it was a clone right there. But then with this, it's just like, I don't think why is he being cloned? Because he would have been cloned years ago. So to really debate that, the argument to debunk it, it's just like, yeah, he would have been cloned a long time ago. I'm just thinking like, why now is the random part because it's random. It would have made more sense if when he was speaking out more about the Illuminati and all kinds of things. He would have been cloned back then, but to be cloned now when he's just coming off from retirement, and he came off of retirement because he wanted to make films for his daughter. I don't know why people were saying like, oh, the real Jim Carrey wouldn't do that. I mean, I'm pretty sure like uh, his daughter was very happy, or his family was very happy, with that he made the Sonic films. That was really proud to see that he did that for his family. And so that's a valid reason to come off retirement. I don't think it was because he was broke or anything. It's just he wanted to do something for his family, and that was an explanation right there. So there's a lot of misconceptions, a lot of things, and a lot of craziness. I'm just reacting to all this, and I should really get into doing like reaction videos. I might see that on the channel, but I do think it's very interesting seeing all this because conspiracy theories was something that I used to love watching when I was like a kid or something like that. But as of now, like I like looking at different types of content. I mean, it's just hearing this stuff and just hearing the facts about it, like really taking the time to just sit down and puzzle and piece everything together. You're like, how is that even possible? And I feel like Mr. Incredible, when he's just figuring out about Kronos and all the superheroes passing, it's just like, no, I'm connecting the dots. Because, when you're younger, you just kind of hear the stuff for what it is, but then, some don't really think too much or don't go too in detail. But as you get older and you start really like hearing and seeing all this stuff together, you're able to put through and piece things together with your adult mind, a more mature mind. You're able to kind of piece things together and solve its mystery. And I'm one of the ones that are debunking this because I mean the real Jim Carrey would not be a sellout and be very honest with his situation. Yeah, this next to the Epstein files. I mean, this is probably one of the craziest things I've seen out the beginning of this year. We're heading into World War III, and just a lot of conspiracies and stuff like that. I think, and I never really got into conspiracies. Like I said, when I was younger, I used to dabble into it, but now it's just like, damn, like it's in your face. The moment you'll pop up Instagram or you pop up social media, it's right then and there. And this encourages me to, it should encourage you to stay very knowledgeable within these times because information is just shooting out there at any given time and moment. And you have to take a step back and be like, no, let me do my research before I end up kind of joining a bandwagon and following what people are saying and not really taking the time to do my own knowledge and my own homework so I don't come to the final conclusion as everyone else does. Because it's just like, within these scenarios, we all have the freedom to think and figure stuff out. And, I have my best interest with Jim Carrey, too. For this particular actor, I'm like, come on, he's a homie because I grew up with him. Classics, The Grinch, The Mask, Bruce Almighty was one of my favorites. One of my favorites. and the Sonic movies and everything. So it's just, he was a great person, a great actor too. So there's got to be a reason behind all this. And he stated out in a recent interview saying that he's debunking everything. So it's very interesting how all this is playing out within the first couple months of the year. Already a crazy freaking start. Everyone out there, just stay safe, stay knowledgeable, and do the best you guys can. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think he's just joking around about this? Because I do think he's joking around. Because I don't think he's really being serious. I'm like, come on, now Jim Carrey. Give your boy like some doubt. The benefit of the doubt. But thank you guys for listening. Make sure you guys subscribe and like it. Let me know if you want to hear any other conspiracy theories. I'm not going to make this a conspiracy theory channel, but hey, I might dabble into it. Stay knowledgeable, you guys. Take care.